Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. We are back in the Lost Kingdom. It's only been a minute, but we're back in. Lost Kingdom opened an hour ago. I did have to do some stuff with forts and all that. Took a little bit more time than expected. You know, kind of looking around the map, seeing how things are. Looks like we still have some issues, actually. So I wanted to go live because, you know, a lot of people are in Lost Kingdom now, so things are opening up, and everyone's playing, and it's nice to have a stream to hang out in while you're doing all this stuff. I haven't even started setting up this stuff, but I can tell right off the bat that I'm gonna have to do some stuff on the side in Discord to rally some people to fill some forts. So it is just one of those things. Yeah, if you can tell I'm a little irritated, then you have a good read on me. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to say. I mean, it's just annoying. Seba, welcome to the stream. Seba, if you're not in N70F, then please put a march in N70F, okay? Yeah, I dumped like 3 farms in here, and people just can't get this thing filled. It's just killing me, man. Yeah. It looks like we're doing okay on the forts. Like, our main forts are built, but it's just, you got to get people into these farm alliances to build the farm stuff. Everybody just wants to get on their main and start building. I get that. I do get that, but like, I'm an hour in. I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. I haven't even started buying any of my crystal tech or anything like that, and it's just like, can we get a bit of a team effort going here and people reading markers? So I guess I'm just gonna have to monitor this fort for the whole stream, see if people fill it. We'll see. All right, thank you. Oh, dude, Seba, you don't need to join on your main, bro. Oh my god. Don't send your main, Seba. Now I'm just more tilted. Now I'm just more tilted, Seba. You just tilted me more, bro. Yeah, I mean, listen, we registered for Heroic Anthem pretty quick. People have done a great job filling in for Addy. A number of people have stepped up. I have done my best to step up as well. But you know, it's going to be, you know what, at the end of the day, it's going to be a struggle, right? This is going to be a struggle. It's going to be a challenge to replace all the people that we lost, and we had a bit of a flawed registration for this Heroic Anthem. So I'm gonna live stream the trials and tribulations here. I probably won't live stream too much during war, but I'm gonna live stream at least the Lost Kingdom opening, because at the end of the day, I didn't think it would, you know, I mean, this shouldn't be that fucking stressful. But like, you know, I'm just trying to monitor everything that's going on here and make sure that we're all on the same page and working towards what we have planned. But I also guess I have to realize that I can't control everything. I've put the farms that I can put in. And if there's nothing I can do, there's nothing that I can see. I mean, like, we should be at 2 hours, right? Like, all these forts should be at 2 hours. The main forts are at 2 hours. The farm fort that's in the main coalition is at 2 hours. Oh, hey, Pratus. We are on, I am streaming, just so you know. Well, it'll be good to have your, it'll be good to have you on voice. I just don't, let me, I don't, hopefully I'm not echoing.
And no, you don't.
Well, but for the stream, I'm gonna check that. But Alloys, thanks for being here. We're gonna get a bit of a slow start here because I'm trying to figure out how to get this fort filled.
Hold on. I can share all the domain 2 accounts to everybody. I've got that.
Let me see if there's a coalition F can join.
What would be easiest also is once H is built, like, are we pushing for immediate
Yeah, I'm gonna actually. We're okay on that. Sorry, I don't want to talk about that on the stream, but like, we're okay on that. We just need to get them filled. We just need to get them filled. That's all. We need to get F filled. And then a couple of these other ones. Okay, that one's filled. It's really us. We're the ones who are not filling. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm just gonna focus on my stream and focus on building, and focus on building up my crystal tech, and we'll just kind of go from there. I'm just gonna keep rallying people to join F, but I'll talk to you later. All right, so guys, I am sorry for the very slow start to the stream. I'm just gonna focus on the stream at this point. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing I can do. I'm gonna build up my crystal tech. There's some things we need to check out here in the Lost Kingdom. For example, I want to look at the rewards and see where these conversion stones show up, right? Because we were told we were gonna get somewhere between 7 to 10 conversion stones. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So you get 2 stones when you kill 4 million troops. You get another 5 when you kill 15 million. So there's 5 right there. There's 5 conversion stones right there. And let's see where the rest are. And then you get some conversion stones by spending crystals. So that's 7. and then another 3 here by spending crystals. So far all the conversion stones are individual. And it looks like, yeah, so it looks like all the conversion stones are going to be individual, and you get... Oops. And you get, yeah, you get 10 of them. That's pretty good. That guy giving me advice now is just like, yep, just gotta let it happen now. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Alright, so... one of the first things you want to do when you join the Lost Kingdom is you want to do this War and Peace event right off the bat. Convert all your building speed-ups to training speed-ups, because you don't want to use these building speed-ups that you have only a few of when you are actually building your crystal tech. So we're good on that. We need to buy the premium crystal supply. Let's go ahead and do that. Get going on Bounty of the Ancients. Yep, do the Lost Canyon if I haven't already. Boba, welcome to the stream. Asking for a Streamlabs link for donation. Which is an interesting question, because I was actually messing with Streamlabs like a moment ago. Because I feel like right now the donations are not showing up. And I feel bad about that, but I just was not able to get it fixed in time. But I used to have that. I used to have that in my description. Let me see if I still do. I don't. Okay. I don't know how people are so prepared for their streams. Like, I'm just like amazed. I guess they wake up before 2 in the afternoon. Because I woke up late today, and I didn't do Realm of Mystics. And now, even when I'm streaming... gosh. I'm still looking around on my other monitors and stuff. Dashboard settings, donation settings. Sorry, Bubba, you managed to really stump me on this one. I guess I could go back to one of my old streams, because I know that it used to be in the description. Oh, this is officially the worst start to a stream I've ever had, but... oh, there we go. Oops, that's not it. Yeah, I mean, Boba, I totally agree that, and I used to include this link in my description because you do get more of the cut when people donate through Streamlabs. But anyway, Bobo, glad to be here. I know Boba streamed yesterday and he was messing with some settings as well. So, you know, all right, we're getting going here. We're getting going. All right, first pop-up in the books. Yeah, we do need to get Lost Canyon set up. And I also want to see how I did in Sunset Canyon. I probably lost. I assume I lost. Yeah, I lost to King Poppy Hale. Two like very old school leaders here. I went against King Poppy Hale from 1228 in the Sunset Canyon tournament. For those who are fans of Shinshi, which of course I am, back in the day, you used to hear King Poppy Hale on Shinshi's live streams. He's been one of the main leaders of 1228 for years and years and years, probably since that kingdom started. Boba, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Looks like that dono did show up, actually. So that's good. Boba, man, thank you so much. That's very much appreciated with the $20 gifted, man. Awesome. Thank you. Let me go ahead and throw a link to Boba's channel in the chat, as I know he's quite active these days as well. Please go and give a sub to Boba and check out his channel. I believe he's in a new kingdom. I believe he's in a brand new kingdom, so he should have some good content there. Did I even come close to beating King Poppy? Doesn't look like it. Looks like he wrecked me. So we're out of the Sunset Canyon tournament, and we are on to the Lost Kingdom. I always get this done. I'm always slow to get to level 25. Every Lost Kingdom, people are like, finish with level 25, and I still have a long way to go. Partly because I wait for the help, right? Like I actually wait for the helps, even though I have tons and tons of building speed ups. Like I can show you now. Like I have a ton of building speed ups and research speed ups, but I will just wait for helps anyway, at least for a bit of them. Let me go ahead and jump on my phone so I can hit help for myself. Oh, nice. My neighbor just texted me and said he's got the money he owes me, so that's good too. So, all right, things are looking up here on this Tuesday. Yeah, the only thing I have to remember is I need to use like the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and the 6-minute, and the 60-minute, because I just have so many of those that I will never run out. Yes, thank you for the Crystal Tech dono. I did stock up. I did stock up an hour ago from the Pluto Mall, and it looked like there was a bit of a discount. Actually, it looked like the U.S. had a bit more of a discount than usual. The Crystal Bundle, like the bundle you buy where you get like all the Flux scripts needed to do all the Crystal Tech bundles, it was only maybe $101 for me, and I saw that guy who's in Canada was buying it, and it was 140 Canadian dollars for him. I didn't realize the conversion rate was quite that extreme. And let me actually look. I want to look and see if the conversion rate from USD to CAD is actually 1 to 4. Oh, it is. Okay, so it is 1 to 4. Okay. But yeah, we stocked up on the Crystal Tech, and I also bought a $10 Flux script because I was thinking about buying. I I was thinking about buying this, the $10 bundle where you get 1 conversion stone, which you can see that it's very limited. You can only buy 1 of these every, I think, 20 days or so. Maybe it's every month. I'm not sure. It's probably every month. It probably resets at the start of February. I was thinking about buying this, but now that we get 10 of them in the Lost Kingdom, I'm not going to buy that. So that's pretty crazy. 10 conversion stones per Lost Kingdom, and they're not hard to get. Breaking news here on my stream. So I'll have 20 conversion stones at the end of this KVK or midway through this KVK. Whenever Subutai comes out. Why am I doing that? I'm not going to wait for helps, because helps are actually coming kind of slow, so... Anthony, how's it going? Hey, when you get a chance, can you check out 3251? They already have the moon. I would like your opinions on them. Yeah, I'll check out 3251. At the moment, I'm pretty locked in, trying to get through this crystal tech. I think this is going to be one of those days where we just don't wait for the helps. There's the building rune. Go ahead and grab that. Just a quick lay of the land here. I guess we can look at the expedition leaderboard. We can look at the camps. We are in fire camp, and we are allied with earth camp. And we're going to be up against wind and water. I think this matchup is relatively fair. I would say that we have the advantage. We have more kill points. They have more power. So, and you know, like, it all depends on how strong all these kingdoms are, what the like current status of the kingdoms are. Look, I feel like our status is good. You know, I feel like all things considered, we're still a very strong kingdom. Because at the end of the day, we lost maybe 8 or 9 players. But, you know, they're like some of our best players. I think we lost basically half of our top 10 players base. And we did lose, you know, our main leader. But I mean, I think we're still like very strong for this sort of level. The only thing that's freaking me out is the helps, man. Like, the helps are very slow right now. Like, Lost Kingdom just opened an hour ago, and the helps are, like, really slow. Let me see if this fort is filled. All right, we're getting there. Somebody's walking here. We're at 3 hours and 29 minutes. So we're getting there on this fort. I assume there's a marker still up. Yep. So Anthony's going into the pop on February 3rd. I believe that's going to be a pretty big Lost Kingdom pop. I think sounds like maybe 1093 might be going in. And then I think the question is whether 2377 decides to fight against 1093 in the next pop, or if they're going to wait a bit and fight against 960. This pop is also... This is like a medium-sized pop. We went into Heroic Anthem because, you know, we didn't really want like a really tough KVK, since we're sort of in a recovery or uncertain state. But there is like a fairly big King of Britain. I can show you that matchup in a bit. a lot of kingdoms that we are familiar with are in that King of All Britain KVK. So, so yeah, it was kind of like, I felt kind of good about the decision to well, I'll find the screenshot later, but it's like 1079, 2217, 2906, 3308. A lot of like A kingdoms basically in a King of All Britain map. So we didn't really want to be in that one. So I think we made a good decision to do Heroic Anthem, see where we're at as a kingdom, get the ball rolling here. Let me go ahead and jump into the Lost Canyon real quick. We do need to set this up and start collecting points for this. It will be interesting to see how high I can rank in the Sunset Lost Canyon event, because this is going to be a smaller KVK than we're used to. So I might be able to go pretty high. Philip, are you in this KVK? You know what? You just reminded me that I should advertise in the LKC. Have some people hang out. We can talk about the matchup. Figure out who's the favorite. Figure out who's going to win. Oh. I'm not too familiar with too many of the kingdoms in this KVK. I've heard of 2965 before. They're a Spanish kingdom that we are campmates with. They have about the same kill points as us. And I've certainly heard of them before, and I know they have some, I believe, I'm not sure if they have YouTubers in there or just people who are very active in the community, but I've recognized some of the names of the players in that kingdom. Oh, Phillips in 1079. Gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a piece of the action in that KVK. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the schedules line up. Let's take Lamb of God first. Actually, let's just start attacking the highest ranked people. I think we can pretty... Oh gosh. My presets are all different because I've just been doing a bunch of stuff in the home kingdom. But some of these presets are right. I think I can finish in the top 10. I think I can finish in the top... Or not the top 10. I'm sure I can finish in the top 100. In this... What's going on with my troops? Anyway... XY, I'm still using the very scuffed XY in Canyon because I'm waiting for the Huo wheel to finish Huo. This is how I've been setting up. Oh, this is offense, eh? Let's do something like this. And this is not gonna lie, 2638 and 2217 together is unfair. Yeah, the thing with me assessing that KVK is that, look, I might be able to find that screenshot. Let me see. I feel like I saved it somewhere. No, that's not it. Well, I'll find that the screenshot of that matchup later. But my only thing is I'm not familiar with all the A kingdoms there. Like, I'm not familiar with 2638. I'm not familiar with 3308. There's another kingdom in the 3000s that has a lot of KP in that matchup that I'm not familiar with. So it's like very hard for me to assess the matchup. But I think it will be a very interesting one. And I think all those kingdoms are going to learn a lot about themselves. I also think in our KVK, we're going to learn a lot about ourselves too. What is with these lines? Like, what are these lines all about? All the lines, most of the lines heading. Oh, it's showing you what they're going to attack. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's kind of obvious, I would say, right? I guess I can do that, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. All right, we're doing good so far. Oh, so there we lost here. Interesting. Okay. So we actually did lose to somebody outside the top 100. They obviously have a good team. They have better commanders than I have. They've got Huo and Ragnar, although I have Constantine. So roughly similar teams. But, alright. We're stuck at 195 for now. Use 6 marches. Use 6 marches? Oh. There's 6 marches now? Wait, am I... When did that happen? Okay, so now there's 6 marches in Canyon? Is that true in, Is that true in Lost... in Sunset Canyon too? No. Oh, okay, so it's different in Lost Canyon. Is that new, or was this in existence in the last KVK? Because I didn't do very good in Canyon last KVK. Oh, so I need 6 marches? My gosh. Well, what's my 6th march going to be? So I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do, actually. I'll just run Guan Scipio, and then I can... This is the power of Philip, right? Like, this is the power of Philip. Is the flexibility of him, right? So I can just run Guan Scipio. Oh, let me turn off that my heater real quick. Oh yeah, I gotta change the defense to 6 as well. Thank you guys. Thank you, chat. I don't know how many days it would have taken me to figure out that I could use 6 marches. But yeah, so this is the power of the Philip, right? So I can use Guan Scipio, and then I can equip... I guess I'll equip Justinian for now. Yeah, I can just run a 3rd Cav March with Justinian. I do have this 3rd Cav set. That's gonna take the... That's gonna take the accessory off of Lucci, which is alright. So yeah, I've got the Justinian, and I can run Justinian Philip. And that'll be just fine. I mean, I guess I could have run like Justinian YSG or something also. But... Boudica Philip? Well, I only have 1 set of archer gear. That's the only thing. I only have 1 set of archer gear. Whereas I have 3 sets of Cav gear. So we'll change all this around. We'll bring Guan back into the fold. Very interesting change here. Very interesting change to have 6 marches in Sunset Canyon. I guess it's a good time to do it after the commander swap. We'd be feeling a lot worse about it if we didn't just add 2 elite legendary commanders to our repertoire. Oh, my opponent has only only has 5, so there we go. Let's add it to the defense as well here. Yeah, people are going to definitely be bringing Boudica back into things for Canyon. It's sort of like a preview of what people will use when you know, when they're like deep in the KVK and they have 6 marches unlocked. The thing for me is that, like, again, back to us losing some players, is that I'm going to be a garrison captain again this KVK, so I'm going to have to focus on, you know, the garrison style crystal tech. I'm going to have to focus on. So how do we want to do this? This is interesting. I guess we want to put like a cat. This is I kind of like this. You kind of balance it out. Guanhera. Yeah, I mean, people have some stuff for sure. Yeah, I mean, I could run, if I had 3 infantry sets of gear, I could run. I'm gonna keep going here. Let's add another one. Let's keep going. Let's look for something beatable. We don't want 3 inf. Oh, so Popo's pretty high up as well. We're looking for something that isn't 3 inf. This looks quite beatable here. The Siege. They've got the Siege March here. Let's go against Hot Duck here with the Siege March. I believe this is my campmate, but you know, that's all right. This looks pretty good. Actually, let's do this. Let's do that. See how that goes. Yeah, so it's going to take me forever to unlock a 6th March because I'm going to have to focus on like maxing my cavalry stats, maxing the all damage for garrison duties. But at least we can bust out the 6 marches now in Lost Canyon. That's pretty cool. I support this. It makes it more interesting, obviously. A little more theory crafting. Test the depth of the account a little bit more, which I certainly think for like the whales in this game, the depth of your account is what it's all about, right? For open field players, it's about not really just having 1 really good march. It's about having 5 or 6 really good marches, because then you're just more efficient in the field. That being said, in every kingdom, in kingdoms of all sizes, you need some of those players. So we cleaned up pretty good here against the siege guy. The siege guy or girl. We'll chill here for now. Looks like Lord Javier's in first. Javier's one of the leaders of 2965, our campmate. So nice to see Javier in first place right off the bat here. Looking forward to fighting with Javier for sure. PBO3, they are going to be our main. They're going to be one of the main opponents. They're in Wind Camp, so we're not going to face them until Kingsland. But they are a Korean kingdom with 9 stars. So this is potentially the strongest alliance in this Lost Kingdom, and they are our opponents. You can see they won stratagems very recently, and they've been pretty big heroic anthem junkies. They've done a lot of heroic anthems, but they've also won 2 stratagems and an Orleans. So this kingdom, you know, it's like, it all depends on like how strong a kingdom like this is, right? Like, are they on the level of other A kingdoms we've fought in the past, or are they being a B kingdom? Are they sort of a different level of competition? How strong are their rally leads? And you know, how well do they play together? But, you know, like I was saying, in any kingdom of any size, you do need some people to really focus on one set of gear and be those rally leads and be those garrison leads that you need. And I think the smaller the kingdom is, the more you have to do that, right? Because when there's fewer people, when there's fewer whales, there's less people who can fill those roles. And so as the kingdoms get smaller, you have to be more focused on that one set of gear. When you're in those really big Imperium kingdoms, that's when you can have like a ton of whales who just focus on open field and have like 6 really good marches. And this is they're a high B seed. Yeah. I think they're a B seed, honestly. I think they're honestly a B seed. Man, these helps are killing me. I can't believe our helps are this slow. I'm sure we have a good number of people online, but it's just like people are not hitting help. I don't know if I'm hitting help. You know what it is? Oh no, it is popping up. Okay. I don't know. Helps are just slow. I guess everybody got through all their stuff already. But that's fine. We'll just burn through our beat ups without getting helps. Let me go ahead and take a quick look and see if this fort is filled yet. Alright, we're good. We're good. We're good. Do we have space? These guys from 3370. Oh, we do have a ton of space, so I guess we can accept these people. I guess we can be accepting people because we have space. And I think what's happening is 3378 wants to get into a coalition that's hitting help quick for them as well. So that's fine. That's fine. The other issue with the helps, actually, I'm starting to process some of this stuff, is that we're in our farm alliance, like we're coalitioned up with our farm alliance, so we're not getting any helps from our farm alliance, and that is partly why the helps are slow. Normally, we would be in a coalition with another main alliance, but we did want to get that fort up efficiently. So yeah, we're settling in a little bit here. We're settling in a little bit. We've got the new graphics. We've got the new remastered graphics on this KVK map. You know, the graphics are cool. They look good when the marches are out. Here, I can show you the graphics when we attack a few barbs here. Yeah, I mean, you know, when... It's just like a little bit nicer. It's not like way nicer. The effects are a bit better. The marches look a little bit cooler. Let's see how the forts look. This is actually my first glimpse of like the remastered graphics after they made changes. They did make the forts bigger. So that's good. They made the forts bigger. Obviously, you can see that the land is a less bright green. It honestly is nice. Like, this is a very nice green. I liked the bright green. I liked the sort of cartoony, very saturated graphics of the original remastered graphics. But this green is quite nice also, actually. The resource tiles are a little bit smaller, but they're still, like, very big. It's an upgrade. It's definitely an upgrade. We're not able to see flags yet. Let's take a look at the Zig. I mean, yeah, the Zig's just like a little... The Zig is definitely nicer. The Zig is way nicer. Actually, you can see it on the Guardians, that the Guardians look a lot cooler. So yeah, I think this is going to be like kind of the final draft of their updated graphics. Because obviously they've spent several months... you know, revising what they did the first time around. There's the gem nodes. The gem nodes are cool. I like that the gem nodes are big. The resource tiles could be a little bit smaller, to be honest. I know this is like not a great way to use my AP, but I just kind of want to look. Boy, my marches are moving super slow. I think it's partly because they don't have gear on. But I mean, shouldn't Double C be a little faster than this? Double C does have gear on. Why are they moving so slow? Double C likes the old graphics. See, I really don't. I really prefer the new graphics. This is weird. Look at this. Look at the movement arrows, right? It's like the movement arrows are on both sides of my city. I'm just walking back to my city. I like the new graphics for sure, because, you know, I was doing Marauders a lot a few days ago, and it's when you do stuff like Marauders and you're just sort of wandering around your own home kingdom, you're wandering around this territory that you've seen so many times, but it's also territory that you own, right? Like this is our kingdom. We own, you know, we own all the holy sites. Like the alliance I'm in owns all the holy sites. I like walking around and being like, yeah, this is a world that I have control of. And the old graphics just kind of like, they don't give the effect or the feel that I want when I'm wandering around. Oh, I know why the paths were both ways. It's because I did a full retreat of all my marches, and this march is also going home. Yeah, I mean, to the extent that we're inhabiting a different world when we play Rise of Kingdoms, which part of the appeal of the game is that you are in a different world. You know, you either have very comfortable control of a different world, or you're fighting for control of a different world. In that sense, I think the new graphics are really good. In the city, the city barely looks different at all to me. Like, the city looks the same. The city really looks the same. The only issue I have with what they've done is the full zoom out. Okay, so there's like a few things about the full zoom out that are annoying. First of all, you have to zoom in to get these filters, right? You have to zoom in to get all the different filters. You do get good information when you zoom all the way out. The issue is that, like, you have to like play with your mouse wheel or with your fingers to figure out exactly where you need to be fully zoomed out, but still seeing like all the forts and stuff. Like, even here, I feel like maybe one of the forts isn't showing up. Like, wasn't there a fort over here? Maybe not, maybe not. This fort still needs to get built, but yeah, that's the only thing. When I was looking around at all the forts, it was a little bit awkward to be like, okay, how far can I zoom out? Okay, can't zoom out that far. Here we are. And then it takes the forts a while to render also. Look at this. Like, right now there's 2 forts here. They're not showing up. If I zoom in more, do they show up? You know, some of the forts just don't show up. Like, this fort's not showing up. Then if I zoom in more, now they show up. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit awkward. You know, with the old version of the zoom out, you could just full zoom out and you could see everything. Now when you full zoom out, you can't see anything, so you got to kind of like find the middle path. And again, like, some of the forts show up here. Like, our kingdom's forts show up at this level, but then you have to zoom in more to see your allied forts. That's not. I don't really like that, actually. It's too much. It's too much work. It's too much work to get the exact view that you want. Philip says it's also annoying when doing barb camps. With barb camps, I'm okay with it, Philip. I actually kind of like it with barb camps because they all appear at the same level. And I know you can't zoom out the full, like, you can't zoom out all the way and see the barb camps, but you can zoom out quite far and see them. I actually think you could see barb camps from a more zoomed out view now than you could in the past. So I got used to the barb camps pretty quick, but I'm not getting used to the forts. I'm not getting used to the forts at this point. But I mean, I like the full zoom out view where you can see everything. I like the battle, the flags that show where the battles are. That stuff's all good. All right, so we're making our way through the crystal tech. We're not really waiting for helps too much. Looks like we'll get this done in about at about the 2-hour mark, which is roughly when I usually get this done, to be honest. Trying to think what else I need to do here. I need to do Karawak. I need to do Karawak still. Yep. Yeah, so we'll do Karawak. I guess we can start doing Karawak now, right? Or is it not open? Karawak is not open yet? We don't want this. I mean, I'll pick Huo here. I can't pick Huo? What? Guess I'll pick Belly, but I don't... We're not going to do the Autark Tavern. Maybe Karawak opens at the end of this stage. Is that what's going on? Yeah, so Karawak opens when this stage ends. Okay, gotcha. Alright, so we just need to get through this and then start on the Crystal Tech, basically. Yep, after AF finish. Lore, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Alright, I mean, we're zipping through it now. The helps are slow. Why am I blanking out? I guess I should just start chaining. I guess at this point I just start chaining. Guess we just get going on the chaining. We have to be thinking about how many crystals we're going to earn, because we are going to have a big fight in Zone 5 for sure. We're going to be going against Water Camp in Zone 5. Water Camp did the best in Eve of the Crusade. They do have some strong kingdoms there. I think their main kingdom is SJ32, which is definitely a kingdom that I've heard of before. I think this group has done very, very well in Osiris League in the past. Yeah, it looks like they finished in the top 16 in Osiris League twice, actually. It's not last year, but in the past. They only have 1 star, so it remains to be seen how strong they are in KVK, but they do have a good amount of kill points as well, so we will be going up against Water Camp in Zone 5 here. And I have not played Heroic Anthem in a while, and I also have not played I haven't played a KVK where the defense had this much of an advantage early on, right? Because there's no artifacts in this KVK. But then we also played Alliance Invictus, and in Alliance Invictus, the open field could put on Bastion skills, but the rallies and garrisons could not. So in Invictus, you could swarm a decent amount of stuff early on because your open field marches had Bastion skills, but the garrison did not. Heroic Anthem, man, I haven't played this in a while, and I'm like, man, you know, what are the meta rallies in a non-artifact KVK? I'm like, I can't even remember. Obviously, you've got, like, you know, Henry Asher or Asher Zug, whatever it may be. You've got some decent infantry rallies as well. Cavalry is a little bit lacking for sure. So it'll be interesting to play a Zone 5 Heroic Anthem, a competitive Zone 5 Heroic Anthem with, like, what many people would consider to be normal conditions. You know, like, this is standard Rise of Kingdoms for most people. For me, it's, like, just very, you know, garrisons are, like, really strong in that first zone. So it'll be interesting to see how things go. We do have some pretty nasty rallies in our kingdom, though. And I believe that some of our campmates also have some pretty nasty rallies, so we'll just have to see how it goes. Let me get back to White Castle. Welcome to the stream. Speaking of nasty rallies in 770, White Castle in the chat. #1 in KP, my good friend White Castle. Glad to have you here, buddy. Let me go ahead and share this stream in the Lost Kingdom chat, actually. We can get some more people in here. 24 of you watching. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to throw a like on the stream. Do we have a normal Lost Kingdom? We do. Throw a like on the stream. We'll get some people in here. We will get our freaking buildings done. We're basically done. We're getting there. We didn't wait for helps. We're grabbing the bundles. So I'm going to just do a very light... I'm going to do a light start to these crystals. I literally always forget the Crystal Tech order. I always forget the Crystal Tech order. Let me check our Discord to see if we... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna check the King's Codex Discord to see if they have Crystal Tech info in here. I bet they do. Let's search for Crystal Tech. All right, we found it actually. Let me just close up all my windows. Okay, so here's the Crystal Tech for low spenders. I think I'm medium. Oh yeah, they've got a whole channel. So shout out to the King's Codex Discord where I found these very nice visuals. I will share this with my alliance. I guess right now, actually. Okay, so here's going to be the mid-spender Crystal Tech. So first things first, we rush to skill for operations. I'm going to just put this on the other screen. You guys are probably not interested in that. But I can look at this on my other screen as we start busting out. The Crystal Tech. And let me go ahead and share this with my alliance real quick, because it's pretty useful, actually. Shout out to Ruz for sharing all this stuff. I don't even know if Ruz still plays the game, but he's got he's, you know, one of the main people in pretty successful Discord. These things keep popping up. My downloads file keeps popping up. Make sure there's nothing in there. Nope. Oh, that's... All right, let me get some action going here, and then we can share that stuff. You know, the other thing about Heroic Anthem barbs is that they haven't been messed with like some of the newer KVKs. You know, like the Orleans barbs are all spread out. As far as I know, the barbs in Heroic Anthem are still original, clustered together, easy to chain type of barbs. Matoma, welcome. Shout out to you from Earth Camp. Let's have a great KVK. Share link of Protect on Coalition, please. Yeah, sure, I can do that. I can do that. There's 3 different ones. That's the only thing. That's what's distracting me at the moment, is that there's 3 different ones, and so I'm trying to like share the right ones and not share them all in the same visual. So, okay, so what we have is we've got, this is, the only thing that's hard, what's hard to show it in coalition chat is that I'm gonna have to convert these to JPEG, so I'll have to do that later. That's mid. This is newbie. And this is high. So we're just going to get started on chaining as we do the first bit of our crystal tech and communicate useful info to our team. Let me go ahead and take a screenshot of that. No, that's mid. We don't want mid. Oh, jeez. Did I save mid twice? That's what I did. I saved mid twice. So here's low. I guess I should learn to do some of that stuff on my other monitor. I'm so used to doing MS Paint on this monitor that I just did it there anyway. All right, so we can share low-tech crystal tech in Alliance chat and Coalition chat. There we go. There we go. Always helps to get people off on the right foot in the Lost Kingdom. Matoma says, what's your opinion on Diplo? Is fair or unfair? Fire, earth versus wind and water. I think, you know, you can say that on paper we have an advantage. I think that's... I wouldn't argue with someone who, from one of the other camps, who says you guys have the advantage. Because we do have more kill points, and we have, like, I think Fire Camp has 2 kingdoms with a lot of KP, whereas every other camp only has 1. So you could, I mean, I could say that we have the advantage, but, you know, look, we don't know how strong we're going to be in 770. We also don't know how strong 1945 is, right? So one of our allies here is the old Imperium 1945. I think this is their main alliance here, if I'm not wrong. And so we were kind of surprised to see this kingdom is still going. 1945, they were like a very big kingdom. And they do have, like, a lot of players still. But they're, like, not Imperium. They're more of, like, an A kingdom now. So we don't know what this kingdom... what the story is with this kingdom either, right? You know, we don't know if they're dusty. Like, they finished top 8 in Osiris League a couple years ago. They did win an HA recently, so, like, they're probably in decent form. But yeah, we don't know, like, what 1945 is all about, and we don't know what we're all about. We lost a lot of players, you know. We lost a lot of friggin' players, so I'm already fighting with my campmates for barbs. Good to see people active, but bummed that I have to walk a long friggin' way to find another clump. We'll go over here or something. I wish the barbs were a little bit bigger, right? I don't like how the barbs are the same size as the resource tiles. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, Seba says the enemy camps have 16 billion more power than us. That's a lot of power. They have a lot more power than us. So like if they are able to really harness that power and use that power, that's the question. Can you use that power? Are B kingdoms active enough and organized enough to really use all the power that they have? If they can use all the power that they have, then I think it's going to be a very tough KVK. If a lot of that KVK, or if a lot of that power is dusty, not active, doesn't participate a lot, well, then we have a real advantage. So I think it's going to be a very good war, honestly. I honestly think it's going to be a very good war. Oh, White Castle's meeting I Eat Calves tomorrow? That's awesome. I guess one of our whales from Australia, I Eat Calves, it must be in Korea, and he's going to meet up with White Castle. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with 770 is we lost some important players, we lost our leader, but like we're a real kingdom. You know, we have people who are very dedicated to this kingdom. They have a lot of friends here. They know that if we were to break up, not everyone would be together. You know, people would split up, people would go different directions. Some people would get accepted into, you know, top choice kingdoms, but other people would not get accepted. Look at me, finishing first in the kingdom leaderboard for contribution points. Let's friggin' go, baby. Gold production 10%. Hit up the newspaper for the gold production. So we're rushing to Skillful Operations 1. Let's rush to there. Better unlock Plunder before change for the extra crystal. Yeah, see, I have to figure out how much I want to push Plunder early on. With this being like my 10th or 11th KVK with Crystal Tech, you'd think I would know what to do. You'd think I would know what my build path is, but the truth is I don't. I actually don't. I don't think I can push economy too much. I don't think I can push economy too much because I think our first fight is going to be a very serious one. So I don't want to push economy too much. Shout out to Zonzo, our new migrant Zonzo. Zonzo was our one migrant in the offseason. A player who was inactive for a while, but is getting more active now. Has a very good account. Very, very good account. And I think was a very good addition to our kingdom, actually. We do have some other people who we're talking to about migrating in after this KVK. It feels to me like 770 is going to keep going in a pretty good form. A lot of people are quite dedicated to keeping this thing going. A lot of people have stepped up, so we will see how it goes. It all, you know, helping out in the off season and helping out when Lost Kingdom starts is one thing. It's a different thing to show up when war is happening, so we're still gonna have to see how that goes. But well, I don't read the mails on stream, Sosa. I'm pretty good about not, you know, I've kept a few things quiet even on this stream because I know that enemies are watching, and I just try not to I try not to give any free info to them. Although obviously I do give some. He says easy KP in zone 5, man. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I just haven't played at this level. You know, I'm used to fighting against very, very strong A and Imperium kingdoms. This is a different level. I don't know if it's going to be easy or not because we're not as strong as we used to be either. So one of those things where you just find out when you get into the zone. But happy to be at this level. I mean, I'm happy to be playing at this level. A little more chill, you know. Not quite so many whales. People aren't going to have unlimited resources and speed-ups in a KVK like this, which makes, in my opinion, makes it more interesting because you actually can drain opponents, right? Like, you can win via objectives, you can win by, like, just taking their territory, but you can also win by like draining some of their important fighters of either resources or speed ups. So you have to, that's like a variable that you have to factor in. Whereas in the past, sometimes we would play kingdoms where we're like, well, we're definitely not going to drain them, so we're going to have to beat them with territory. Member-on-member violence in the chat between Seba and Sosa. And I just need to keep remembering to do this tech. We're pushing skillful craftsmen. Let me go ahead and share the mid spender technology as well, so that I have it. You know, I don't know why I took a screenshot. I could have just opened this and converted it, right? Yeah, I don't know why I freaking made a screenshot earlier. Alright, so I will also share the mid-tech here. Can we pin? We can pin, oh, we can. Okay, we can pin stuff. It's just one message, right? You can only pin one message? Okay. So we've got the mid-tech crystals. What does this one say about plunder? Yeah, see, the crystal tech that, here, I'll show you guys. The crystal tech that the King's Codex is recommending does not have plunder, right? They're only going to 1 on plunder. And that is interesting to me. What are they doing with treaties? Yeah, so they pump up treaties and cultural exchange a bit here. Yeah, so they're pumping cultural exchange and treaties to 7, which I kind of remember being what people do, but they're not doing plunder until much, much later. They're not doing plunder till much later. I'm just going to follow this. I'm going to follow this guide. I like to paint by numbers. It's fine. So Hanmano wants this chain, but I want this chain. You know what? Whoever's first gets the chain. Hanmano slept. I took his gold chain. Welcome to life in the Lost Kingdom. So someone says, what is my KP goal? Well, I would like to get 1 billion for sure. I mean, I got like 950. I think I got 950 billion last KVK. But we really only had about 4 or 5 days of fighting. I want at least 1 billion, but I think there's a chance that I could go way over that. I think, you know, my Autarch is at 69 million killed and 59 million healed. I think there's a chance in this KVK that I can have a new all-time best Autarch score. I think there's a very good chance that I can have a new all-time best Autarch score in this KVK. Sosa, I just need people like you to be there with me, man. I need you to be there with me in the field. If the team is with me, I think I can set an all-time Autarch score. Algebra wants me to get 5 billion KP. Algebra, how's it going? I think we can get a lot of KP. I'm in pretty good shape. I'm in good shape resource-wise. I'm in good shape speed up wise as well. So I think we can do some work here. And I've got like, I'm going to have so many new commanders. Like, I'm going to have so many new commanders. I'm going to have Philip is new. Arthur is new, and Huo is new. I'm going to have at least 3 new commanders. I could also potentially build Ragnar, although I think I'm going to save my heads. I actually think I'm going to save my heads for Subutai, and then for whatever is next. Is it going to be... It's going to be Imph, right? It's Imph after Cav. Man, I am so bad about this stuff. Who came first, Shajar or William? I feel like William came before Shajar. And then who came with Shajar? Why am I blanking on that? Oh, CY. CY came with Shajar. I think they were after William. White Castle says all kill. Yeah, I mean, if White Castle's right 1 inch in front of me tanking, then I will be there to off tank and get a lot of KP. Imph came out first. Yeah, Imph is next. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe saving for the new Imph instead of getting Ragnar. I'm not sure. Ragnar's good, but somebody said, I forget what YouTuber it was, but some YouTuber said that Ragnar is only like a 10 to 15% improvement on Guan. So for a 10 to 15% improvement on Guan, I'm probably just going to save my heads, to be honest. Especially because I know I need to build Subutai. But we're forgetting to do Crystal Tech here. Let me go ahead and show you guys the matchup here. It's going to take me a minute to find this screenshot, but I can find it. Let me go ahead and show you the matchup we are looking at here, stats-wise, so you can get a look at it. And I will find a new chain at the same time. There we go. Oh, I thought this was going to be faster to find the matchup here. We literally have like 8 or 9 pages of people talking about fantasy soccer. Although I miss the people who are talking about that. Here we go. Is this right? Yes, okay. Okay, so here's the matchup. Let me hide the chat real quick. And yeah, so we're Fire Camp. We have 43 million power, 1.3 billion KP. We're allied with Earth, who has the second most KP. They actually have they do have a lot of power. And then Water has 1 billion KP. Wind has about 900 billion KP. So yeah, I mean, you could say that we have the edge here. You could say that we have the edge. You know, the way diplomacy happened, from what I could tell, is that Water didn't. I don't think Water contacted us at all. So, so I think Water wanted to ally with Earth, right? But we started talking with Earth very quickly as well. Like, Earth contacted us and Wind contacted us. Water never contacted us. So we were talking with Earth and we were like, okay, let's just ally Earth, right? Like, we're fine with allying Earth. We're fine with having a slight edge in the matchup. And so we ended up finalizing, and we didn't want to crisscross. We didn't want to ally with Wind and have a crisscross KVK. So we allied with Earth very quickly. That may have surprised Water that alliance got booked. But I think basically Water wanted to ally with Earth and fight us anyway. And we just booked that alliance faster than they did. Is I think how it played out. So I mean, that feels pretty fair to me, right? Like, we could have waited around and had everyone talk together, but I mean, there wasn't like a Discord where all 4 camps got in together. I don't think this is that serious of a KVK. So we just booked the alliance with Earth pretty quickly, and we're ready to fight Water and Wind. Yeah, our power is like super low. Our power is super, super low. Like, so I don't mind saying it now. I guess it doesn't matter too much now, but we kind of screwed up our domain. We didn't really understand how it worked. So we forgot to add some farms, basically. Like, basically we only registered like 128 people in the domain when we could have registered 150. And we absolutely had the bodies to register 150. So our power is like really, really low. But as you can see, we have the most deads of any camp in here, or any kingdom in here, by kind of a lot. We have the most deads by kind of a lot. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And then let me go ahead and find, as we're chaining some barbs here, so this is, why are we missing 40 members? It's because the members are in D, right? They're in the other domain. All those members are in the other domain. That's also why the helps are slow, is because we have only 113 members in here. We've got our farms over in F. The low helps are starting to make more sense to me. I'm starting to feel better about that. All right, so skill for operations, we're maxing that out. Oh, I'm already failing a chaining. I'm already screwing up a chain, I think. One time? No, I can never get this one. No. The chaining is okay. There's a clump. There's a clump. King Uni domain 1. I mean, I screwed that up, White Castle. I screwed that up. It might work out okay, because I think Uni might need to migrate faster than he expected. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Uni, not having Uni is like a huge bummer. Huge bummer. Because Uni, Uni, he was ready to go. He was ready to go for this KVK, and it just was a last minute mistake that we made there. I want to find the other KVK and just go over that one kind of quick. It looks like Apple might have even made a video about this. Oh, here we go. I found it very quickly. There we go. Yeah, so this is the other KVK that's popping off right now. This is the other KVK that's popping off right now. I guess this is the best way to do it. Yeah, so we've got 2906 and 33. I mean, this is a pretty big AKVK. I mean, if we were at full strength, we would have loved to be in this KVK. I mean, all these camps here have so 2.2 billion power, 1.7, 1.7, 1.5. This camp here does look strong. 2217, we obviously played against them. They beat us. I have always been impressed with 2217. They did lose to 1079 plus their allies like a couple months ago. So this is going to be a rematch between 1079 and 2217. I believe 2217 took a 1v2 in Zone 6 in that KVK, which is partly why they lost. I don't know too much about 2638, but they've got 1.1 billion power. KP, I mean. To me, this is a super interesting KVK because to me, these are a lot of kingdoms that have not played at this level before. And so we are going to see, and they've had like really, really good migrations. Like 2906 had a big migration. It looks like 1079 had a decent migration as well. 2217 had a big migration a few months ago. Obviously, some of these younger kingdoms, 3308, 3379, and 2638 have had big migrations at some point. 3308 and 3379, they might be in like their first or second season of conquest. Like they just entered the big leagues. So really, to me, all of these kingdoms are going to get to prove themselves. I don't think any of them, I could be wrong. I don't know what 2638 has done in the past. I don't know that any of these kingdoms have really proven themselves before. 2217, they did beat us over a year ago, so I could say that they've proven themselves to an extent. But to me, these are all a lot of kingdoms with a lot of KP, very well-established leadership groups, but who is going to really rise to the occasion in this war and win it? I think we're going to learn a lot. Shout out to Stoddy for making this map, by the way. I think this is a super interesting KVK. I wouldn't mind getting a little first-hand glimpse of it. We'll see how it goes. Second SOC. Oh, Zach says I'm on R4 and 2638 will be a fun KVK for sure. Cool, man. Cool, Zach. Thanks for being on the stream. And yeah, I mean, you know, for like the ROK public as a whole, I'm sure they get super excited about like the Imperium KVKs. Like they get, you know, for the ROK community at large, right? Like the 960 versus 2489 KVK is more exciting than this one. But to me, this is the more exciting one. The war that Zach is in and the war that he's going to be an officer in, to me, that's the more exciting war. Because A, I'm more familiar with these kingdoms. And B, there's a lot of wiggle room in a KVK like that. Like, it's not all about the numbers. It's not going to be all about the numbers. I mean, Britain is not the most complex map ever, but, you know, with the stratagems, with the artifacts, with the counterattack damage that exists in garrisons and rallies, it's not going to be just an open field exercise, right? It's not going to be a war where it's like, well, 960 has 150 players, 2489 only has 125, so like the war is just over. With that many kingdoms, with that many moving parts, with a lot of these kingdoms needing to integrate like new whales, they've brought in new whales who have not played with these leadership groups before. There's going to be a vibe check for all these kingdoms. There's going to be a uptime downtime check for all these kingdoms. Some kingdoms might have better like rallies and garrisons than others, and that's going to change the dynamic. It's going to be a super interesting KVK in my opinion. So that's going to be going on around the same time as ours. Hopefully I can cover both of them. It will just depend. I don't know if Heroic Anthem and Britain are on the exact same schedule or not. I'm honestly not sure. All right, so let me look at this Crystal Tech again. Now we want to do Barb reports to 1. We'll get that done real quick. Gosu, I didn't say hi to you earlier. Gosu, good to have you here. My RS is looking thin. I've got bags. You know, I got bags. And people donate to me. You know, this is YouTubers get donations. That's what people don't realize. YouTubers get RSS donations. That's been happening for a long time. Show alliance stats. What do you mean? What alliance stats? I should probably make a prediction on this KVK. Since I talked for a few minutes about it, I should probably make a prediction here. I haven't really thought about it before. I mean, so there's more KP on the red side. And then this really strong camp's going to go against 2906 camp in zone 5, and then again at the level 7 passes. Is this structured like ours was? Ours was different, so I'm not sure exactly. I guess there's still going to be 1v1 all the way till Kingsland. Even though I'm less familiar, I honestly think red team's going to win. Honestly. I mean, 2638 has so much friggin' power. Sosa says, Brian, how do I become as handsome as you? Just keep living, stay out of the sun, and get a lot of sleep. But I'm an old man, dude. I'm just an old man. White Castle and Gosu talking Korean in the chat. Yeah, I think red team's going to win. I mean, having fought against 2217 before and knowing that they've recruited more people in, I do know 2217 is like a very thick kingdom. And they're not even the strongest kingdom in their camp. And I mean, I know 2217 goes really heavy on the crystal tech, right? Like they have pretty... My sense is that 2217 has stricter crystal tech requirements than 1079, for example, right? I don't know about these other kingdoms. Maybe they have very strict crystal requirements. So this camp here, 2638's camp, just looks really strong, right? And I just don't know that there's the firepower and organization on the yellow side to deal with that kind of firepower, right? I feel like they would have to outplay them. I feel like yellow team has to outplay the red team to win. And I don't know that they have the outplay potential here. That's my honest assessment on it. But we'll see what happens. I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. AG, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Planning to enjoy my KVK for sure. Hopefully things are going good in your kingdom as well. Never know what the future holds, AG, but would always be great to play the game with you at some point. Would be good to play with Gosu and AG in the future. Have a bit of a Vegas group going here in Rise of Kingdoms. Yeah, what do you mean the KVK stats, Seba? Like what KVK stats? I mean, we've got the honor leaderboard, obviously, but... Watercamp did dominate Eve. They were very, very strong in Eve. But, like, they don't look... The thing with Watercamp is they do have good KP, and they do have good power, and they were very strong in Eve of the Crusade. But like they don't have a lot of stars. That's the only thing. Their alliances don't have a lot of stars. And so you tend to not think a kingdom can be all that strong if they don't have a lot of stars. But it depends, man. Alliance KP rank. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Good call. Good call, Seba. Good call. Yeah, so here's the Alliance KP here. Yep, this is a good thing to look at as well. So I'll just go down this list and say enemy or ally. Ally, enemy, enemy, ally, 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 enemy, enemy. I think this is an enemy. I'm not sure on 1641. I guess I can open this up or something. Oh, here we go. Oh, here's a better... Oh, 1641 is ally. Enemy. 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 Ally. Enemy. Alright, so like looking at the alliance stats, we do have the advantage. I'm not going to deny that we have the advantage, because we have ally in first, ally in fourth, ally in fifth, ally in sixth, ally in seventh, enemy in 8, enemy in 9, and enemy in 10. So they've got 1, 2, 3. I mean, in the top 10, they have 5 and we have 5. To be fair, in the top 10, we have 5 alliances and they have 5 alliances. So, like, I would say we have a slight edge because we've got 4 of the top 6, or actually 5 of the top 7. But yeah, we have 50% of the top 10. They have 50% of the top 10. So it's, you know, it's... And they have more power. And they have a lot more power. So, I don't know. Conrad the Barbarian says, sounds fun. That's what I think, Conrad. I think it sounds fun. Larson says, 1696 is my home and it's the best Japanese server. Yellow side is good too. And 2906 gave 1093 the best fight and got good migration last KVK. So he's saying 1696 is the best Japanese server. That's a relevant comment, I would say, because I would say the Japanese kingdoms play this game pretty well. My impression of Japanese kingdoms is that they are pretty garrison oriented, but they ultimately get good value for what they have. And so 1696 is in 1079's camp, so they have very good time zone coverage. So if 1696 is Japanese, they have very good time zone coverage with 1079. And then obviously 3217 used to be a strong kingdom, so they might have something left there also. Very interesting context, Larson. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that. That's very helpful to know. And then he also said 2906 gave 1093 the best fight in Kingsland. Okay, so that means something to me, but I don't think that means a lot, right? Because if you kind of know you're going to lose and you're just like fighting to fight, you're fighting to get KP. That's a decent resume, but that's not like, that doesn't prove anything to me. Like being able to get KP in a losing situation, to me, that's like a second tier accomplishment. It's not a first tier accomplishment. It shows that you're active. It shows that you can fight in the field. It shows that you have some heart, right? And that you're sort of unified and like willing to fight in a losing situation. It's definitely good things for 2906 there. It is. But I would say they're unproven, right? Like, until you've won a good KVK, I would say that you're unproven, right? $33.79 is young, but they're really strong. But yeah, I think we have a fun matchup, right? I think we have a fun matchup. I think we have the advantage, which I enjoy having the advantage in this game. But like we have to go out there and do it. And I think our enemies are going to fight us hard. And I think if we crap the bed, I think if we like underperform, which it's out there that we could underperform, then I think all bets are off and it's going to be like a grueling, very tough war, right? So we'll just see, man. We'll just see. Because I think we have some players who have one foot out the door, in all honesty. I think we have a couple of you know, longtime players who have one foot out the door. And so I don't know if they're going to gather resources to be prepared for war. I don't know what some of these people are going to do. I'm gonna go super hard. Like I'm playing this like it's any other KVK basically. I take this one quite seriously actually, because I think this is going to reflect on me a little bit. My ability to be a good leader with Addy Novel gone. I mean, I never claimed to be anything special without Addy, but it's going to get tested here anyway, so I might as well have a good showing. And another chain failed. Another friggin' chain failed. And a lot of other leaders have stepped up as well, but then they also have to do it during war, right? Like, you know, Yuli's been great, for example, but will Yuli, you know, will there be certain hours in the day where Yuli is literally in charge during war, running the show? She has done it in the past. Like, she's definitely, you know, she's done it in the past, so she's capable of it. It's just going to be a new thing for her in 770. If someone like Yuli steps up and can lead things for like a nice, you know, 4 or 5 hour chunk, then we're going to do very, very well. But if we have gaps in our leadership where no one is running the show, then we're not going to be that good. Yeah, Conrad, these are brand new graphics. These These have just been added. This is, I think, maybe one of the first KVKs with these new graphics. There might have been one other window with these graphics, but for a lot of people, this is going to be the first look at the new graphics. And yeah, it looks better. Definitely looks better. It's not like a huge upgrade, but it's, you know, it's something. I keep forgetting to do Crystal Tech. I mean, I've got 10 million crystals. I need to friggin' use these things. You the goat. Oh, Conrad, you're the conqueror. Conrad is the conqueror. Okay. Yeah, so Conrad just came back a week or so ago. But it's always nice when someone comes back and they're like quite active. You know, like some people come back and they're just not the... they're a shell of their former selves, but Conrad came back and was super active, which I love to see. So we're pushing to tier 1 war tech and making them 5. Oh, wait, okay. We're unlocking Karlach's gift, we're unlocking attack formation, and then we're making all of this level 5. Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, 3308 and 3379 being like these very young kingdoms with a lot of KP, they could be insanely good. Like, it's possible that they're insanely good. They could have leaders who are like super dedicated and super confident because they've been winning. It's entirely possible. Like, it's not that hard to be like a very good leader in this game. You have to like put in the time. You have to be smart. You have to have a good personality so people like you. And experience helps, but experience is not everything. A lot of it is like, how badly do you want it? If somebody wants it really bad and has the time to devote to it, you can be in a 3,000 plus kingdom and be like a absolute top tier leader. It's entirely possible. All right, let's try to get this chain. This seems pretty reasonable. We've already failed like 2 chains today, but okay. The barb is walking towards me. That's good. And another chain here. We're going to try to double chain and do crystal tech at the same time. It's kind of like 2 chicks at the same time. Kind of. Mistakes get made in the process. Well, it looks like we're upright and performing here with the double chain plus the crystal tech. Chappie, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Yeah, but you heard that right. Doing 2 chains and Crystal Tech at the same time is like 2 chicks at the same time. It's the same idea. It's the same idea. Look, we got it done. We got the job done. Except we did attack formation to 2, which was not correct. We gotta go back here to Wartech 1. I mean, listen, man. Listen. Fixed game size, you got black on sides. Let me look at my stream. I have black on the side of my screen. Looks pretty good. All right. I can try to mess with it later. My OBS settings are the screen size changes with my OBS is something I have not quite figured out yet. Like here, I can show you guys that I think I'm pretty flush here. But Shappy, good to have you here as well. Nice to have some other YouTubers in the chat. Gosu, Shappy, Boba. We're all out here grinding. You know, entertaining and informing others. Looks like the music turned off. Let's get that back going. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, I mean, listen, I did this stream because I know we're all just entering Lost Kingdom. And when I'm doing like grinding stuff, when I'm doing stuff that's a little bit boring, I mean, building up this crystal tech is a little bit boring. I enjoy having a ROK live stream on. So I do appreciate everybody being here, and I hope you are enjoying the stream. Thanks again to Boba for the $20 dono. That was very, very generous and much appreciated. I don't know if the rest of you have noticed this, but I have noticed a lot of Rise of Kingdoms content lately. There's ebbs and flows. There are times where I'm like, oh, it's not that competitive right now. Like, this is an opportunity. You need to, you know, make a lot of videos and push, and, you know, you can have a chance to grow your channel because other people have like faded away or are just like inactive. But right now, man, everyone is clicking. Everyone's making a ton of content, right? I mean, obviously Chadsky has blown up. Apo came back. Plato's doing a lot of content from his from his new kingdom. Cortex is doing content again. Shappy's been doing a lot of content. Dirty Dan's doing more content than he normally does. I mean, everyone's just blowing up. So I'm just, you know, trying to do my part here and just overload you guys with 24-hour Rise of Kingdoms coverage, where when you're playing the game, you can just like consume content as you do it. Boba says, and Drago's back as well, right? Exactly. There's so many people. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The competition level is quite high. The only person who has fallen off, as Boba said, was 12-inch bowing out. I was bummed to see that 12-inch retired from ROK. You know, I think 12-inch, it sounds like he's ready to move on with his life, but as someone who has watched 12-inch for a really long time, I do, it was kind of a bummer to see him go, because he's definitely like the old guard. A lot of the old guard has stopped, right? Like, Drago being back is pretty crazy because I used to watch Drago a lot. Like, it was really just Chisgel and 12-inch were like the old guard of people who I have watched for a long time. And you know, I used to watch 12-inch when he was only on Twitch, right? Like I watched 12-inch when he really just started, and you know, 12-inch was really like the original like intellectual YouTuber, ROK YouTuber. 12-inch talked about the game differently than the OGs talked about it. He was smarter about the game than some of the OGs were, especially like the grinding side of the game. You know, the value of barb chaining was not talked about much before 12-inch started doing it all the time. You know, the topics are not coming to mind that 12-inch was ahead of the curve on, but he just thought about the game in a more intelligent way, or he presented his YouTube content in a more intelligent way, a more analytical way than other YouTubers did, and I always really liked that about him. He also did that sort of that video where he was like "F you, Lilith," and so he was also one of the first YouTubers who was like pretty critical of Lilith. So I'm definitely gonna miss 12-inch. That 12-inch was like one of my favorite content creators for sure. Because there was just something real about his content where he was like grinding the game and talking about it in exactly the way that he played it. Chappie says old guard Chiz, 12-inch, Wick, Shinshi Drago, Midgard, me, Spartan, Gains, Plato. Bus is the updated Wick as well as Bile. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of theory crafting going on, right? There's like a lot of theory crafting YouTubers at this point. I'm not the best at theory crafting. I actually think I am probably... I think I'm the best at strategy, honestly. I think that I talk about strategy as well as anybody. I think I talk about kingdom building roughly as well as anybody. But yeah, like the commander theory crafting, there's a lot of people who are very, very good at that. And there's a lot of people who have no idea what they're talking about who do that stuff. So yeah, the content is crazy these days. But I wanted to read what Nathaniel says. I've noticed that YouTube has been feeding me a lot less ROK content. I've had to search all the videos that I've watched recently, except ironically the 12-inch video. It's different for me as well, actually. I think I consume less ROK content than I used to. Like, there were years where when I would log into YouTube and Chisgel's latest video would be the first video for me every single day. Every single day, Chisgel's video would be first. And on most days, I would actually watch it first. I think that YouTube detects the changes in your behavior really quick, Nathaniel. So like if you've been watching like a little bit less YouTube content for ROK, they will quickly start recommending stuff that you actually do watch. So like for me, it'll be like this one crypto YouTuber that I watch. His videos will pop up first a lot of times. I've been watching a lot of like luxury watch videos recently. So like luxury watch videos will pop up first. I enjoy watching people haggle over luxury watch prices. Jeppy says, Commander theory crafting, yes. Armament theory crafting, hell no. Yeah, I mean, armaments are a death knell for viewership, for sure. Anthony's like, I like to watch ROK content and KVKs. Yeah, you know, listen, I've always watched a lot of ROK content. I'm basically one of those people who likes watching content of the stuff I'm doing. It's like if I'm playing a game, I want to watch content of it. Even if it's not the greatest content in the world, I want to watch content of the thing I'm doing. So I've always watched RLK content. I still do. I mean, honestly, what's happened with me is I used to just mainly watch Chisgel, whereas now I kind of watch like different people, you know. I will sometimes watch a bus driver video first, like on a commander. If a new commander comes out, I'm honestly probably going to watch a bus driver video before I watch a Chisel video, although they both do very good Commander content. Chiz did a very good Subutai video recently. Like, he really nailed Subutai right off the bat. And I have to say that Chadsky is making great content as well. Chadsky has taught me a lot about these new commanders. I think all the new changes recently has very much landed in Chadsky's wheelhouse, where he does do a lot of theory crafting and thinking about commanders. I think he probably also talks to other people who know a lot about commanders. And so with all these changes to Delta Formation, Arthur, Subutai, Philip, a lot of theory crafting has had to go on in the last few weeks, and I do think Chadsky has nailed that quite well. Chevy says you watch Mike Nouveau. I'm not sure who Mike Nouveau is. The only luxury watch YouTuber I really watch is Roman Sharf. But I just started watching them in the last few weeks, and so he's got years of, going to watch shows and negotiating deals for and against people. And so I kind of like watching his recent videos when the luxury watch market is in a downturn, but I also like going back 3 years ago to like the boom. There was just such a boom in sports cards. There was a boom in watches. There was a boom in NFTs. So like I just like going back to those days when like everyone was super bullish, prices were absolutely ridiculous, and everybody was haggling over stuff, Because I would love for those boom times to come back, man. I've got some sports cards I want to sell. I've got some NFTs I want to sell. So let's go back to the good old days of 2021 when lots of money was sloshing around the system. Armaments are just so nuanced. Yeah, I mean, the thing with armaments is like, people don't want to watch you click through a bunch of armaments that you're not going to keep, but like you have to click through them. Like if you open a bunch of legendaries, here, I'll open some legendaries right now, because I know that I'm opening Wedge, right? So I'm gonna open. Let me just open 10 legendaries, right? Like I have to. Oh, double inscription. Let's friggin' go, baby. Let's friggin' go. Like all of these that have no. Ooh, okay. Pretty good. Three cav stats here on a the banner or whatever the slot is, the lower slot. All right, so double inscription. But the thing is, you have to go through all of these, right? You have to go through them, but it's boring to people. Like it's boring to people to see me click on armaments that I'm not going to keep. But you have to go through these. You can't just go super quick through all this. So it's just kind of boring to people. But okay, double inscription here. It had been a long time since I got a double. I did get a double the other day in one of those dispatch quests. It was not a great double inscription. Okay, so this is in a lower slot. This is the slot where I really need something good. Man, give me a rare or a special here. Give me a rare or a special on this double. Let's friggin' go. Come on. Elite and Daring. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. 1% extra damage. And then Daring is super good. 2% more skill damage and 1% more counterattack. That is pretty good, man. And 3.4% infantry health on it already. I mean, I might have to turn this into cav, but that's a very good double inscription right there, for sure. What is this worth? Okay, so this is 1% all damage. This is 2.5% stats. Skill damage is 1.25% all damage. So that's 3.25% of stats. So we're already at 5.75% of stats plus an extra 1% counterattack. Well, this is like something like 6.1% of stats right here. That's pretty good, man. That's a very good double inscription. Well, I'm going to look right now at what I have on my cav and my infantry in this slot. I actually need both. Infantry 3.4% health is so good, though. Here, I'll show you what I have right now. I believe it's on the Guan. Yep, so it's on the Guan. I've got Hardy right now. So this would be an upgrade. This would be like an instant upgrade to what I have on my #1 wedge set for infantry. But the thing is, what do I have on my cav though? The cav is okay. The cav is decent. The cav is pretty good already, right? So I might have to make this infantry. Because this is not like an end game rally type of armament. This is more like a nice open field armament. So yeah, I probably just keep this on inf. I mean, the 3.2% march speed is good too, actually. Yeah, I guess we can just like add this right now, right? I guess we can just replace this right now. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's friggin' go. Thank you, chat, for the streamer luck today on the armaments. There we go. Boom. And then we can upgrade the infantry wedge 2, which I maybe haven't even built. But yeah, we can. Well, anyway. Nice. Nice. There we go. I mean, 3.2 march speed is great too, you know? Yeah, that's like that's almost a max march speed roll. What are you guys, all infantry players? You don't want me to make that cav? Shappy, thanks for hanging out. Very much appreciate having you here. Check out Shappy's channel as well. Very consistent content creator, Shappy Gaming. He's got the formula down as far as consistency. That was one thing I'm still trying to learn. But we are trying to blitz you guys with content lately. We had a video out yesterday. We're live streaming today. Another video tomorrow, by the way. Video is already edited. I just need to do the voiceover for it. But another a war video tomorrow. Should be some really great coverage, actually. So be sure to subscribe if you have not already. Big things planned for this YouTube channel going forward. At least for as long as my business is slow. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome to get an upgrade on my armaments, man. It's so rare for that to happen. Are we building yet? I can't even... Oh, did we finish the Chronicle? We did. Okay, we finished the Chronicle fast. That's great. That's great. So it looks like our enemies... So basically, we wanted to finish the... This is very interesting. It looks like both sides wanted to finish quickly, because PB03, they also finished quickly. Yeah, we wanted to finish as quickly as possible and get a good time for the pass openings, because we feel like our opponents are more Asian than we are. I don't think I'm giving away anything by saying that. I think we have the advantage in Euro and American time zones, and I think our enemies are heavily Asian. So I thought they would want to delay the start. But it looks like the fort that I was freaking out about at the start, which still has 30 minutes to go, it looks like that fort doesn't even matter. It looks like passes are going to be opening at 15 UTC, which is what we wanted. So, I don't know. Because, yeah, I mean, a bunch of the alliances who finished here were from the enemy. At least 4 of them here. A few more. It looks like the enemy finished like 7 or 8 of all forts. So, okay. Boba says I'm partial to info. With 2 good inf stats, it just would have hurt me to see you gamble on better cav stats. Yeah, you know, I saw the infantry march speed on it, but I was kind of like, I didn't really see it. I saw it, but I didn't see it. I was just sort of seeing. I saw the 3.4% infantry health, and I was like, well, I'm obviously going to keep that stat. I would have to keep that stat, but I think I would just keep the march speed as well, and I probably won't really roll that thing. Because I don't love locking march speed, but I don't want to spend, you know, 5 conversion stones rolling just one stat either. So, all right. So bastions are open. Bastions are open. Let me. Oh no, excuse me. Karawak is open, and we're building fast. Let me message Praetus and say thank you. Yeah, shout out to Praetus. I think she's up super late right now, building the flags, which I really appreciate. I very much appreciate that. So I guess I'm just going to ignore the building a little bit here. I mean, I'll bring a march over. Oh, so my city's nowhere near this. My city's over here. I'm chaining. I guess I should just teleport. All right, so we're getting off to a nice little start here at the end of the day. I was my typical grumpy self when these started, but we're getting off to a start. And now you're starting to see the new graphics a little bit better here. Everything's just a little bit slicker. Seba says all hail calves. I agree. Calves, you know, I mean, they've been terrible for garrisons and rallies for literally years now. Cav garrison and cav rallies have literally been terrible for years. They're going to finally throw us a bone with Subutai, because I think Subutai is going to be the best rally in the game by a good bit. You know, Subutai Attila or Attila Subutai. But I mean, we've been good in the open field for a while, and it's just convenient. You know, being good at calves is convenient. One of the things that I didn't mention in the Marauder video I made yesterday is that it's good to have all calves. It's good to have like 1 million cav troops, because then you can do Marauders way faster. You can have your Marauders be speed tuned, and you can just very quickly move from one Marauder to another. I forgot to mention that in the video because I'm just so used to doing that event with 5 cavalry marches, but I'm sure some people don't have anywhere near enough cav to do that, and they would have had to use like infantry and archers to do Marauders. Natsu, what's going on? Natsu says Subutai is broken with butterfly. It's not even fair. That's my problem. My problem is I am not going to be getting butterfly anytime soon. Let me look at that real quick at what slot butterfly is in. And I also want to see... Yeah, so butterfly is in the instrument slot. This is the issue. It's going to be a while till I get instrument. So 3.5% boosted damage, and combo attacks launched by their troop are 20% more likely to trigger effects triggered by launching a basic attack. Does Causative give a different version of that? Okay, so at least Causative gives a micro version of Butterfly. So like I could get Causative and then use that instead, right? Because I've already got an even keeled. I've already got a boiling blood. I could convert either of these to Causative for delta formation. I can get Thrasher and I can get Steel Skin. Not at the moment, but I'm close. I'm close to both of these. So I could potentially have a Subutai with Thrasher, Positive, and Steel Skin. Yeah, what Natsu is saying is that a lot of the pieces of equipment have a higher chance to proc because this essentially buffs the proc chance of those items. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick. On something like Sacred Dominion. Furious Strike, Tier 5. It has a 10% chance to do a damage boost. When you have Butterfly, I don't know if this makes it 30% or if it makes it something like 20%. I'm not sure exactly how the two percentages interact with each other, but it's going to significantly boost how often Furious Strike procs. And like the thing is, people have these types of skills on a ton of items. It's a similar proc on all of the accessories, Divine Might, right? And actually, with Divine Might, you can have both of these effects happen at the same time. Akina made a video recently showing how if you have like multiple accessories at level 5, they can proc both. Like one will proc the normal damage buff, the other one will proc the... Here, let me turn the chat off here. The other one will proc the skill damage buff. I mean, does every item have a proc? Yeah, like every item has a proc on tier 5. So Butterfly and Causative to a lesser extent is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy good on these items. I'm going to chain one more set of barbs, and then I need to consider teleporting. I need to help with builds. I assume we're not. Maybe we're full. I don't know. Where are we? Over here? Are we full? Oh, it looks like, yeah, we're not full, so I'm going to teleport. I will teleport here in a minute. I will let you guys watch this chain, and I'm going to refill my water. Be right back. All right, we need to send these dudes home. Oh, this is such a good clump. I have to do this whole clump. I think I failed on this chain or something with the double C. And we keep forgetting to do Crystal Tech. No one is reminding me to keep doing Crystal Tech. Look how far behind I am on this. I've got 9.5 million crystals, if not more. It's 30%. So, yo, Butterfly's insanely broken, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. So, man, I made a big mistake by using that conversion cheat months ago, because I could have converted it to Butterfly now. That's a big mistake by me, for sure. That's insane how strong Butterfly is. Like, that's crazy. It makes you wonder if Delta formation with Butterfly is going to be good on other marches, even if they don't do combo attack. Like, obviously you put that on Arthur in the open field, but like... Oh, I'm an idiot, man. I am an idiot. I keep forgetting that I'm chaining. Our Blade, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. So let's look at Butterfly real quick again. Let's look at it real quick again. Oh, combo attacks. Only combo attacks can proc. Okay, only combo attacks can proc. So you need a combo commander to do that. Yeah, there's just so few commanders in the game with combo attack, but I mean, that makes... Man, that Butterfly Inscription makes combo attack incredibly strong. Now, obviously, you need tier 5 gear, right? You need tier 5 gear. I don't have any tier 5 gear, right? So it seems like a pretty whale-friendly mechanic. It seems like a pretty whale-friendly mechanic, honestly. Because whales are going to get Butterfly much faster than everybody else. And whales are going to have way more tier 5 gear than everybody else. So, look, it doesn't hurt me that much because... It's not bad for me because I have focused on one set of gear, right? I have, in fact, focused on one set of gear. So I'm close to tier 5 on some of this stuff. But it's going to help whales a lot more than it's going to help me. And as they add more combo attack commanders, as they add more open field combo attack commanders, and whales get multiple Butterfly Inscriptions, which they will have. Whales will have multiple Butterfly Inscriptions, and they're going to have a bunch of tier 5 gear. They're going to be... Those marches will be so strong. Yeah, I guess Natsu's revising this and pointing out that it's not only tier 5 gear because, you know, like Horn of Fury has a proc as just the basic, as the basic ability here is a proc. 30% becomes whatever. Maybe this becomes 50%? Is that true? It becomes 50%? That's friggin' crazy, dude. I mean, I'm Cav, so like I have a good set of Cav gear. I'm comfortable converting stuff to Delta, but I mean, you better have a good Cav rally in your kingdom. That's all I can say. You better have some real good Cav rallies in your kingdoms, because if you don't, you're gonna get wrecked. Man, oh man. Uh-oh. I was gonna see what was happening in Lost Kingdom chat. I think this is gonna be a fun KVK, honestly. I think it's gonna be pretty close. And I just get the sense that the vibes are gonna be pretty good, honestly. Long time no see. Oh, it's Hangman. Yeah, we're fighting against our old buddy Hangman. This guy was a great player. He was a really, really good player. And he migrated out of 770 and came to 2203, so... So yeah, a couple of familiar faces here, but overall, I mean, I'm excited to... like experience ROK as most people play it, right? You know, it's like you play Heroic Anthem, you're not in a super serious KVK, you're in like a semi-serious KVK. You've got some spenders, but not everybody is spending. I'm looking forward to seeing what this is like. I really am. You know, we're gonna get some altar fights. We're gonna get some good altar fights here. You know, past 7 battles are pretty chill. You get to do a lot of open fielding at the past 7s. I might actually be able to run my Eleanor Garrison at the passes because Eleanor is actually good at pass fighting. So yeah, we're gonna see what Heroic Anthem in 2025 is like. Maybe I'll make a video at the end of this. Is Heroic Anthem worth it in 2025? But let's just get back to our city. Let's teleport. Let's help with building, and let's do Cow Karawak. Arblade says, I'm leaving KVK4. The toxicity will never be the same. Yeah, I mean, like, early in the game, I think the toxicity is higher because people are just, in some ways, more intense. People have more to prove. Everything is very uncertain. Yeah, I mean, listen, the toxicity sometimes can be crazy. We've had some very toxic KVKs, but I mean, we've had some toxic KVKs for sure. There's toxicity at the high end as well, for sure. But I feel like at this level, it's probably not too bad. I feel like this is more chill. I feel like everyone's pretty chill here, you know, like, you know, like let's take a kingdom down here in Water Camp, right? Like 1825, right? This might not be their main alliance. This is probably their farm. Let's find their main alliance, right? It might be Rip. Yeah, so this is 1825 here, right? They've got you know, they've got 189 billion KP. They're obviously a very old kingdom. 1825 is an old kingdom. All right, granted they don't have any stars, but like they've won roughly half of their KVKs over the last couple years, right? Like what is there for them to be? They're all just chilling. Like, they're all just chilling in their kingdom. They've probably been in this kingdom for a long time now. They have no plans to go anywhere else. They're happy where they are. They win 50% of the time. They lose 50% of the time. It's just, like, very unlikely for a kingdom like this to be toxic because they're not going anywhere. They're not going up in the rankings. They're not going down in the rankings. They're not trying to get a big migration in, but they're also not going to have a bunch of people migrate out. Like, there's low pressure on them. Like, a kingdom like this is just unlikely to be toxic because they're essentially just playing the game for fun and they're here to have fun. So that's not quite the same in a young kingdom, right? Like, in a young kingdom, everyone's trying to prove themselves. The leaders are trying to establish themselves. If you either got a bunch of migrants in or you had a bunch of people leave, like, it's just different. And then at the high end of ROK, it's also different because it's like competitive first, fun second kind of thing. Arblade says maybe 3092 migration. I mean, you know, hey, 3092 is on the rise for sure. Bolsa says, what is your favorite seed to play? I'm getting tired of Imperium. So Bolsa, I really enjoyed the A seed KVK we just played. The A seed KVK we just played was probably the most enjoyable KVK I've played in over a year. But I might enjoy this more. That's what I'm really looking forward to finding out, is whether I enjoy a low A B seed Heroic Anthem more than an A seed King of All Britain, right? Because an A seed King of All Britain is still like relatively competitive, or it's highly competitive, we can even say. So I don't know if I enjoy that more or if I enjoy this more. I can confidently say that as a leader, I don't enjoy the high A Imperium level nearly as much. That's a little bit too intense for me, a little too challenging, and the spending of our opponents is too high. But as a player, that's a different story. Like as a player, I might enjoy like a really competitive KVK, right? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to. I am really bad at playing and streaming at the same time. I meant to start a new crystal tech, and instead I maxed my friggin' crystals. Like as a player, I would love to be in this KVK. I would love to be in a high A King of All Britain as a player. Would I like to be in a KVK like this as an officer? Sure, I would be fine. You know, if Addy were still leading, I would love to play in this war. As a main leader, I would definitely not want to be a main leader in a war like this. But as a support officer, that would be fine. But if I didn't have it, if I was busy and I didn't have a lot of time to help, I would feel bad. But as a player, I would love to play at a level like a high A. But honestly, I would probably enjoy playing Imperium as a player because I could just stream the whole thing. I'd get a lot of viewership. So I mean, as a player, it's very different. Very different. Goodbye, Crystal Tech. Yeah, I screwed that up, Boba. I screwed that up pretty good with the crystal mine there. But I guess I can hold off on boosting cultural exchange a little bit. I don't need to get favors quickly. I've got like a day to work on that. All right, so here's a good bit of the graphics, right? These little ponds, these glistening ponds are very nice. One of the best parts of the graphics are the glistening ponds. One thing I want to figure out is whether they made the waterfalls better. Because like the waterfalls were the most scenic part of the old game, but the waterfalls in the new graphics were absolute trash the first time around. Have they improved the waterfalls at all? Okay, so that's not a waterfall, but that looks cool. This end of this river looks very nice, very nice. But then is there going to be a waterfall at the other end? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Because I think they should have gone all out on the waterfalls, and I'm not sure if they did. They ultimately went very subtle and like quiet with all the stuff here. All right, so this river has branched out in two directions. So no waterfall here either. They might have just gotten rid of waterfalls and added these little end of the roads for the rivers here. But this thing branched off in two directions, so let's check the other one. The bridges are fine. The bridges are whatever. The water as a whole looks nicer. I like this bridge a lot. Very cool bridge here. I would love to fight on a bridge like this. Right? This will be a great fight. This will be a great place to fight. Other than bridge fighting is like super annoying, but this river goes a long ways. This river goes a very long way. Yeah, there's no waterfalls. They got rid of the waterfalls, but this is cool, man. I like this. This is nice. This is very nice. You know, think about the home kingdom, right? Think about like a lot of us put, like a lot of people will put like their resource pit near a waterfall, for example. Think about having like a resource pit near here, or having your city near here. That would be very nice. That would be a very nice place to live. So this is cool, man. This is very good. I like this a lot. This is super nice right here. Oh yeah. What a place to go fishing. If you're a kid, you can play on this this log here, or this tree trunk here. Very nice, very nice. Melk, how's it going? Love you too. The fact you have 9.1 million crystals amazes me. I hope I didn't forget to buy any pop-ups. I hope I didn't. I hope I didn't forget to buy any pop-ups. Really, it says war leading is one of the best aspects of leadership, in my opinion. I agree. I agree. I enjoy... Listen, my most enjoyable times in this game, or my best memories, are when I'm leading in a war operation for several hours. Things go well. Like, I love that. I do love that, right? But at the same time, like, my worst memories are when I'm, like, completely burnt out. We need someone to lead, but I'm so burnt out that all I want to do is go to sleep, or all I want to do is sit on the couch and watch TV. You know, maybe it's like day 5, day 6 of a war. I'm stressed. My life has been affected, and I sort of like fail. I don't rise to the occasion, and I let people down. So like that's like the worst part. The best part though is the exact same situation where I'm actively engaged. I'm leading, things go well, I'm making a bunch of decisions, I'm trying to anticipate what the enemy does and counter that. Like, that's all very enjoyable, right? But the thing is, there's so much busy work that goes into all that too, right? Like, there's a lot of busy work that goes up to the actual war leading, and you need people to do all that stuff too, so. Where do I want to put my city? This seems not terrible, actually. This seems not terrible. The crystal nodes look very cool as well, or the crystal fields. Alright, so... we'll just send builders here. And we need to build over here as well. Is this full? Okay, so next flag. I'll let Praetus build until she wants to go to sleep. And I will start Karawak. Bulza says, thanks for your input. I love a good competitive KVK, but after a year in an Imperium KD, I'm kind of done with it. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like after a few years of, or after 6 years of leading, I'm nearing the end with leadership, with my leadership days. Possibly. It just depends on how intense this KVK is. We'll see. Bring a couple more marches out and get this Karawak going. White Castle is obviously ahead of me. Why am I having trouble seeing? There it is. I guess I can show you guys what my marches are going to be for this KVK here. My fighting marches. Whoops. Not what we wanted to do. Yeah, we need to get these flags full. I guess I can't show you the full army because I haven't built Huo yet. But anyway, my 2 infantry marches are going to be Guan Scipio and Lucci Philip. My 2 cav are going to be Nevsky Joan and Huo Arthur. And then I will run Zug Herman as my 5th march. For a 6th march, I'm not entirely sure, but I'll probably run XY Justinian as my 6th march. Yes, I do still use XY primary. Well, actually, that's not true. I take that back. I run... my 2nd cav march used to be Justinian William. Now it'll be Huo Arthur. And then my 3rd cav march is going to be Justinian William. Yeah, I don't run XY. I'm running him right now because like I've been running him in Canyon, but I actually don't run XY. I just don't have... I only have 1 set of archer gear, and I have no desire to build a 2nd archer set. Because I'm a little ways along on my 3rd cav set, right? I've got 1 piece. I've got Navarre's Control on the 3rd cav set, so... yeah, I don't... Archers are not really... Archers have not done well for me. My archer march is always like my worst march, so... I'm not really looking to build a 2nd archer march. I feel like infantry and cav is better than archers, honestly. For the way I play, I don't know. I move around pretty well in the field. I dance around a lot. The archer march just tends to get caught out much more often than the other ones, so... You know, I'm working on the level 5 boots on my archers. I thought I was at tier 2, but apparently I'm not. But, you know, this is something I'm going to upgrade right, like, in the next few days, is upgrade the Dragon's Breath boots. Because I have a lot of materials and a lot of blueprints. I just, you know, I'll probably do a stream next week doing all that stuff. But hopefully I get the archer boots to level 5 pretty soon. Which will help for sure. I do think for most people, a 2nd Archer March does make sense with Philip into the game now, because you can use Philip in that 2nd Archer March. And then if you need to swap the Philip to something else later, you can do that. But I don't know, man. I think people need to really think about... like, they need to think about whether they're effective with archers or not. Like, obviously it's working. It works for some people, but... in all honesty, like, I have bad results with archers. Like, I really do. My Guan Scipio does so much better than my Zug Herman that it's friggin' crazy. Suming, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here for the first time. Be sure to throw a like on it. That will always help me out. Get more people in here. Oh, you know what? Okay. You know what? I need to lower... Can I lower this desk? What will lowering the desk do to my webcam? Nothing. Okay. There we go. And there's not sufficient space to continue recording. Alrighty. It's crazy. I have a standing desk, and I could, like, make videos and live stream with it, like, standing up, but... I just use it to get my keyboard closer to me. If I cast the Osiris League with Chisgul, I'll have to do a standing desk. So we're both standing. I mean, White Castle, you said Herman Shajar is good. I'm going with your going with your read on that. Yeah, White Castle. So White Castle is our number one. He's got the top kill points in the kingdom, 28 million. A very nice autark as well, and a good solid number of dead. So White Castle's like our best player basically. He runs Herman Shajar with the circle formation, and he says it's like very tanky. So I thought that was pretty interesting, because I like tanky and I like fast. Let me set up the Lucci Phillip here. Looks like it's ready to go. Look, I mean, I do think the theory crafting in this game is getting more complex. You know, Phillip makes the theory crafting more complex because he's versatile. And the new formations obviously make things more complex as well. Let's look at the circle formation inscriptions real quick. %5 counterattack and boosts healing, right? 5% boost to healing, and then this does a double increase to healing on the second one. Skill damage resistance, and then a boost to damage whenever you're healed. And a 10% boost to all healing it receives. Now let's look at how much healing Shajar does compared to Huo. Because obviously people like Huo's healing in the field. The sustain in the open field from Huo is actually quite good. Huo gets 1500 healing factor whenever it kills a troop. Whenever it kills a march. What does Shajar get? What is Shajar's healing? It's 1000 healing factor every time it does an active skill. Does it have any other heals, or it's just that one heal on the active? No, it's also more healing here. Whenever it uses an active skill, it mighty heals up to 3 nearby allied troops for their portion of for 500 to all 3. So that's like another 1500 healing factor. And then whenever this commander's troop is on the map, whenever it is reduced to 60% units remaining, it will be mighty healed 2400. It loses some attack there, but it gets a big heal at that point. Oh yeah, what's the healing factor at level 5? Oh, I have to scroll down. There we go. 2000. So Shajar gets way more healing than Huo. Way more healing. And obviously you probably wouldn't put circle on Huo. But if you ran Herman Shajar, the sustain would be incredible, right? I do think that sustain is a little bit slept on. Now listen, I've not had Huo yet. I'm gonna have Huo this KVK for the first time. So I've never had sustain to like show people what can be done. But I do know that for people who control their marches very well and they dance a lot, which White Castle is not that. White Castle is very aggro. He is a main tank for us. So in many ways, Shajar is giving him less value than it would give someone like myself. But it's like, if you can stay out there for a long time and do like very gradual damage, stay alive, never get caught, that sustain is super nice because you are getting those kills with Huo, right? You're killing the marches from the enemy that are out of position. And then you're getting that sustain from it. From Shajar, you're getting even more sustain. Especially with circle formation. You know, White Castle, I would love for you to, like, what's the guy's name? Cubus Mike? I'll have to message White Castle about this later, but, like, is the guy's name Cubus Mike for ROK? Yeah, so I'm going to try to get White Castle to sign up for Cubus Mike's service where they give you the stats of all your marches. Because I would love to see how that Herman Shajar compares to his other marches. I'm also curious to see how my Huo Arthur compares to my Nevsky Joan. Now, obviously, it's going to depend a little bit on how good of the gear I put on both of those marches are. But I have a feeling that the sustain of Huo is going to work really, really well for me. And at that point, you do start to... Like, if you're really good with Huo, I do think you have to start thinking about other sustain marches. And I don't know this for sure, but my sense is that if you're someone who has very good control of your marches and you stay out in the field for a long time, I think sustain is better on those marches. For a person like that, right? Because obviously Huo is getting more sustain when he's just like picking off all these weak marches over and over again. Obviously he's getting more sustain. He's taking less damage and he's just like maintaining white health for a really long time. If you're someone who's aggro, who just goes in and you sad face and the enemy sad faces, I think you must be getting less value on Huo. You must be getting less value. Because you have like less health left when that heal happens, right? Like a heal is more effective when you have a lot of health left. That's how healing factor is calculated. That's why in Arc, when people use Heaven's Grace, they use Heaven's Grace early in a fight, not late. They use Heaven's Grace when people still have a lot of health because they get more value that way. So yeah, I do think sustain is something we have to sustain is one of those things we got to keep thinking about. Actually, I mean, if they're gonna make Delta insane, they've got to make Circle insane, like pretty good at least, right? Because they're gonna see how many people are building Delta compared to how many people are building Circle, and you know, Lilith reacts to statistical things. They react to the stats of the game. If they see everyone's building Delta and not many people are building Circle, they're going to give people more reasons to build Circle. I think that's very likely. So, yeah, I would say that White Castle's Herman Shajar is the most interesting march of this KVK. All right, so that flag's built. Maybe we just need markers here. Oh, it's on there. I just can't see them. Okay, gotcha. Okay. You know, I should turn on markers and leave off chat. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. There's no reason to hide markers. We're just building. There we go. I mean, the other choice White Castle could make is he could run, instead of Shajar, he could run Asher, right? So he could run like Asher Philip, Zug Herman. He's choosing to run Herman Shajar, ZL Philip instead. I think some people would just say, well, you just want the damage. You just want the damage of Shajar. And by the way, Shajar also, or Asher is also very good for rallies. Like in an artifact KVK, it's very good for a whale to have Asher because they can run Asher with a lot of different rally combinations. Dude, I keep forgetting to do Crystal Tech. This is crazy. What am I doing? R4, U, and F. I don't know that I can do that right now. Oh, an H. Okay, I can do that in H. Yes. I can do that in H. I think I'll probably sign up for Cubist Mike this KVK as well. I do want to see my stats. Okay, so over here we've got nighttime. We've got nighttime new graphics over here. There we go. Done. I assume he's probably going to build flags in H. It's like I sort of want to stick around and help him on that. Yeah, so here we've got nighttime. We've got nighttime ROK on the alt here. I like daytime way better. I like daytime ROK way better. And I do feel like a lot of times this game defaults to nighttime. Like, I would not be surprised if when we go back to my main account, I would not be surprised if it's nighttime there also. And I like the daytime graphics a lot better. A lot better. Look, like, because even the water, right? The water's so dark here. Whereas the water was just this really beautiful blue in the daytime. I need more ways to reset armament crystals. Me too, Rblade. Me too. I have one. Wait. Oh, this is on my farm. I was freaking out for a second. I've got one, but I also forgot to do some very big event back in the day that gave one. I forget which event it was, but it was like this huge event, and I completely forgot to turn in anything, right? I have one, but I'm going to use it like very soon. We can build later. There's no rush. There's no rush to build an H. It's fine. I have a reset crystal. I have a decent number of transmutation stones. I have a lot of armaments to open. Yeah, see, we've got nighttime here too. I feel like this game usually defaults to nighttime, actually. Well, we got a few hours of the daytime, so that's good. Alright, I need to actually preset the... Or wait, what do I need to do here? Those two guys come out. Zoog's right here. Okay. I mean, there's just never enough. There's just never enough. Alright, so crazy graphics from inside the city as we do Karoak outside. We keep collecting those crystals, but we keep forgetting to spend them. Oh, there's still one more, alright. You've still got 9 million crystals to spend. It's not a rush, but it is a rush, basically. The thing is, you don't really want to do bastions until you get like some of your treaties and cultural exchanges up a bit. So you do need to burn through these. It's not a huge rush, I guess. It's not really a huge rush. I mean, obviously you want to finish Khal Karawak pretty soon because then this crystal gain goes higher, but like it's very low at this point. The amount of crystals you get from the Karawak ceremony at this point is very negligible. All right, we'll start the next one and then do more crystal tech. Go back in, finish up my siege attack. Siege attack again. Yeah, how do we get back to the daytime? How do we trigger the daytime here? Can we do this whole Khal Karawak ceremony with 4 marches? I am sure we can. I am quite sure we can. Right, level 25. We should... Oh, we don't need to read. Why did I do that? Yeah, I'm definitely going to be able to finish it. I don't even know why I brought my marches back into town there. Alright, so we're building here. Wait, we didn't... Oh, okay. Wait, we didn't turn on Skillful Craftsman. We want Skillful Craftsman. Oh, we used it. Wait, what happened? Oh, it ran out. Man, I'm not able to pay attention to everything. Okay, so we've already been building for an hour, I guess. And Skillful Craftsman ran out. Okay. Interesting. Alrighty, so level 1 war tech is about to be done. Let's look at our handiwork here compared to other camps. We're building out solidly. Looks like 2011 is building out quite fast. Okay, pretty much the same in Earth Camp. A little bit slower in wind, a little slower building in wind, and much slower building in water. This should not mean anything, but it sometimes does. It sometimes does, actually. So water is very slow on building, which is interesting. Noted. Noted. Alright. Jan's walking home. New flag. Send Jan there. Level 27, about to be cleared. We can finish the archers. There we go. Crossbowman done. New tech started. Bark, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Hope your day is going well. If you just entered Lost Kingdom like me, I hope your grind has gotten off to a good start. Oh, thanks. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, one of these days I will live stream more during war. I tend to have so much going on that it's just like very hard for me to stream. I would have to just show the stream and like not talk to you all at all, which maybe I might do that this KVK. Just like run the live stream, but like just be talking to my alliance the whole time. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying things, Bark. I'm gonna have another war video out tomorrow, actually. I'm gonna work on it later tonight. I'm gonna upload it probably in the morning. Maybe I might wait another day just so this live stream has a bit of time for people to watch. But yeah, another war video coming very, very soon. Who died? Who died? I think I might have like failed on this, or I'm not sure what happened. Your ZL does. The Lucci died. The Lucci died. I think we're going to be over 10 million crystals again. We're doing a very bad job of spending our crystals. Not yet, but... Okay, so we will refresh for level 30. And then we will 4 March this big boy. Who is my favorite commander and why? I gotta go with Nevsky. As a Cav player, I've got to go with Nevsky. I mean, he's not the best commander anymore, but I mean, in terms of value, right? In terms of value, Nevsky has given me the most value for sure. I built him as soon as he came out. We knew Nevsky was very good when he came out, but it's like, for him to last this long and for him to be the primary commander on my best March for, it's got to be like 3 years now. You got to give it to Nevsky, man. You just got to give it to Nevsky. I mean, I've had Guan for maybe even longer. So Guan's been great too. And I do think Lucci's going to be someone I use for an incredibly long time. But as a Cav main, I got to give it to Nevsky. I'll be honest, the first commander that came to mind was Jadwiga. When you asked me my favorite commander, the first thing that came to mind was Jadwiga because, first of all, it's a great character model. Like, she's such a little cutie pie. And it's so funny for Jadwiga to, like, be owning rallies with looking like, you know, this very young woman. And I built Jadwiga very early on. She was, like, underrated when she came out, but, like, Jadwiga YSS for a time was possibly the best garrison in the game. It was, like, very versatile because it did well against archers, but also was... and, like, there wasn't a good infantry rally at that time. So Jadwiga is like could be my favorite as well because she was just so fun. She was so fun to be strong with. Like her little character portrait is hilarious as the primary to be owning all these adults. So yeah, Jadwiga, Nevsky, Guan, Lucci, something like that. I've always had a soft spot for William. I built William very early on too. I ran like Saladin William, like way back in the day. And at that time, Saladin William was like an insanely good March, like insanely good March. So I was pretty early to that March and did a lot of work with that as well. And William's been around for a long time too. And for whatever reason, I also always liked Ramses. I think when Ramses came out, it was a change to the art style. It was like a different part of the world, and it was sort of like expanded the game. Like Ramses came out and I was like, oh, they can do commanders from like anywhere in the world, and they can look like very different than the commanders that, you know, came before them. And Ramses was like insanely strong when he came out. Ramses YSG was the best March in the game for about 6 months in like the original Light vs. Darkness KVK. So Ramses was very exciting too, even though I never built him and he completely wrecked me. He's up there as a favorite commander as well. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people enjoy Lucci as their favorite. I totally get that. I totally get that. Lucci's insane, and he's a cool character model too, and his skills are just like so cool, you know, like the slow on Lucci is so friggin' cool. Oh, this is a cool song. I'm gonna turn the music up a little bit. Are we building the other direction too? I assume we are. Oh no, we're pausing here. Belly Bastion open. Okay, so we can start refreshing. I mean, while it's so early and I'm not doing Bastions yet, I'm going to go ahead and refresh these and look for training events. Do we have any other Bastions? Not yet. Why are we building another N70F fort here? Maybe it's a slow build fort or something? I don't know why we did that. I don't know why we built another N70F fort. Huh. I do not know why we built another fort in N70F. Oh, maybe this is like the CF. Maybe this was cheap. This one was cheaper or something. I don't know. There are certain parts of this game that I am not expert at. All right, so let's reset the double C Hera. Worst legendary commander besides Golden Key Commander? It's got to be... I mean, it's got to be Suleiman, but I mean, I have to say, honorable mention for Eleanor. Like, it's unreal how bad Eleanor is. Like, it's crazy to release a new Garrison commander who... I mean, she's good in certain situations. She's good in passes. Like, she's good in passes, and she's okay in Arc, but I feel like even in Arc, people have been going with, like, Hera YSS instead of Eleanor. So, Suleiman's the worst. Suleiman is the worst, but Eleanor is the biggest disappointment. Eleanor was a huge, huge disappointment. Huge disappointment. I mean, look at the kills. Look at my kills on Eleanor. 712,000. compared to my kills on some of my other cab garrisons, right? Like, you know, Jan's got 3.7 million. PewDiePie Jadwiga's got 2.5 million. And Eleanor, I mean, like, she's just such a disappointment. Such a disappointment. Especially when, like, the next garrison commander they released was CY, and CY has, like, pure counterattack damage, pure anti-swarm. Like, CY was what everybody was looking for, but then you've got Eleanor, who's just, like, not good at all. Although I guess people could have said the same thing about Dido, right? Shout out to Seba for the resources. Much appreciated. Are you next to me, Seba? Lol. Well, look, I think it is a good time to end the stream. It's been about 3 hours. Obviously I have more to do. Obviously I need to keep doing this crystal tech. I'm like just totally slacking off on it. But I will do this in my own sweet time off stream. I do thank everybody for hanging out. I make it a point not to really look at the live stream while I'm streaming, but it looks like the numbers were good the whole stream long. So I do appreciate that very much. Thank you so much to Boba T for the dono. Thank you everyone for chatting, keeping the conversation going. It was a lot of fun. I will be back with more live streams going forward. Obviously, I have to do a stream where we prep for war. War will be in about 8 days, maybe 7 or 8 days. We're going to be entering Zone 5. Hoping to live stream a bit of that as well, but we'll see how that goes. Glad you all got to check out the new graphics. They're looking pretty good to me, especially during the daytime. Nighttime is a little bit underwhelming, but kind of cool. And yeah. Seba, see ya. Thanks for being here, buddy. Until next time, I will see you all on the flip side.